Are you ready for the last month of 2023 as we ebb out from the year of the rabbit and begin to prepare ourselves for the year of the dragon? January is the container in which the transformation and the transition from one year to the next begins to happen in ourselves, in our lives, and in our homes. My name is Lydia Nitya. This is Karma Chameleon. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are interested in feng shui, flying stars, Bazi, Chinese astrology, please subscribe and follow so you don't miss a single video. I still have a few coming out for the year of the dragon. And I also want to have you mark on your calendar to join me for a live. I'm actually going to do my first live, little applause, I know, to show you how I go through the process every year. This is such an important ritual for me of cleansing and purifying all the cures and crystals as we get ready for the new year. So when is this? Sorry, keep forgetting. I am out here in the middle of nowhere and it is very cold. And I have to have the space heater on, but it's too loud. Anyway, so this is one of my favorite times of the year. It's the time of year when things are that compost, right? We're in compost. The holidays end. And some people, ring in the calendar new year on the 1st. And then we kind of launch ourselves into January. And for me, January is this time of transition. And I love doing a tarot reading to get the forecast for 2024. I love looking at my own Bazi astrology for 2024. It's a great time to get your chart read. And if you get the written report now, you're going to get your update for 2024 with month by month forecast to guide you through the year. So it's a great time to get that done. And I'll put the link for that in the description. So as we're coming into January, this has been quite a year for many of us, 2023, ruled by the rabbit sitting in the east, which is where we have family and our health. And this has been ruled by the 2-star, which has been traditionally for a long time the sickness star, but no more. In fact, I have referenced this several times in my videos lately that I have been feeling since August that the seasons and the energy in which they dance are shifted this year. It was as if autumn came early. It was as if, I don't know, it just felt like time became very taffy-like, kind of pulled apart and in different ways. And in all of that, I have felt that it's time to remove the love altar from the center of our homes. We did that in December. I don't feel the pull to bring it back. I also feel that the 9-star, which is where I have been putting my vision board for years, is done, because the 9-star is just like the 2-star about to go through a transition and a transformation into period 9, when the flying stars, many of them, change their characteristics. I've already posted that video about the flying stars for 2024. And I mention in that how the stars change for period 9. I may still do a separate video just on period 9 stars for you, just to separate them from 2024 so you can see how they are just in their own self, separate from a direction, just here I am. So let's look at where we're headed in January. Feels to me like That feeling you get usually later in winter. I get this itch to see green. I get an itch to see life, to see color outside other than this drab, tan, gray, stone color, you know? And so the rabbit of 2023, here it is, this energy is fading out. And with it, I think of the rabbit as a symbol of spring. And the month of January is ruled by the ox, which is hard winter. It's the cold, hard earth. And bringing these two together feels to me like a false start. So let's dip down back just to reflect and review. December, which we are still ending, January begins on the 7th. We're working with a lunar calendar, a different kind of a calendar when we're talking about flying stars and we're talking about the Asian calendar. So December is ruled by the month of the rat. Each of the months relates to one of the 12 Chinese zodiac animals, okay? So when we look at these two coming together, the rat and the rabbit, this was the theme of 2023. In a lot of these celebrity charts I read, we found the rabbit-rat punishment or penalty is about relationships that turn sour. This is like the narcissist that pulls you in to a relationship only to sabotage it, right? This is the shark that comes in and tells you that this is the deal that you want, you need to invest, and as soon as you feel like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy seems good, the whole thing goes sideways and you've lost money. So my question, and please put in the comments, how did your relationships look in December 2023? Did you have any of those interactions with people in which you felt sabotaged, taken advantage of? I'm sure if I looked at it, I'm sure there were, these can be small little interactions. They don't have to be a big part of the narrative of your day-to-day life. It can be one instance at an office where you went for an appointment. It can be very different things. So then leaving that punishment, that penalty, where relationships really were challenged and we had to kind of look at things from a different perspective and recognize the importance of having healthy boundaries with yourself. So now we move into 2023 and the reign of the rabbit begins to close. And with this is this month of transition, of processing what has happened in the last 12 months, spending time journaling with yourself, sitting in quiet reflection, and really compost. What is my takeaway from 2023? And I've shared with you the first 3 quarters of this year put me on my knees. And when I look back, since spring of 2020, I was brought to my knees. And through loss, through challenge, through efforts that became futile, as I watched so much of what had been my life up until August of this year, I had to come to a place of acceptance. No longer questioning or asking why, which is interesting because I was out in the woods this weekend and I literally was walking, looked down and saw the letter Y in a branch and had to bring it home. Why? I stopped asking why things were the way they were. Why did I have to lose this? Why did I have to lose that person? Why did my life have to take this turn? Why did there have to be a pandemic, right? You think of all the things that you want to ask why. Ego. Ego wants to control. Ego wants to know. Instead, what I found myself doing as this year chugged on, churned away, was acceptance. Accepting what is. Drinking the bitter medicine and saying thank you. I now know better. I'm a little wiser and I'm getting stronger. And now I feel myself experiencing a level of joy and contentment that feels very hard-earned, much appreciated, and I'm sitting in a place of gratitude. And that's my story. That's my story. And yours is your own. But the point is to get to that composted point of saying, this was the medicine of 2023. Maybe it was sweet for you. Maybe it wasn't bitter. But now, once you've sat with it, which is the beauty of January, once we've sat with it and we've composted, then, my friends, we turn ourselves, and in my mind's eye, I literally see myself behind myself, hands on my shoulders, turning my little self around and saying, girlfriend, that's the direction forward. It will not serve me at all to turn around and keep looking back and asking why. Exactly. That does me and you no service at all. Instead, what happens when you turn and face yourself forward towards 2024? With curiosity, with wonder, with dreams and passion, with an open heart, focusing on everything that is working and letting go as best you can with what is stuck, broken, and not working. And then you get to this place where you are aligning by February 4th, the first day of the first month of the new year. We all begin the journey forward into the year of the dragon. But in this month of the ox, there is that urge in you that you want to see spring. You want to see some positive growth. I want to see that things are still possible. And so the rabbit and the ox coming together is really, if you go to the blog that I wrote on the Karma Chameleon website, you'll see I chose a crocus coming out from the snow. And that is the rabbit in January. It's like the farmer that planted his seeds too early. Don't rush it. That's the cautionary tale of January. Don't go running in. Woohoo! New year! Here we go. Not yet. Not yet. Give yourself pause and presence in this now moment. Give yourself the opportunity to sit with what is in your life. Breathe into it. Don't rush it. Don't start planting the seeds of everything you want to do just yet. Hold the phone, my friends. We got stuff to do. So, let's go around our Bagua and check out how the flying stars are going to fly one more time in this configuration. we have the 4-star that's been in the center. And like I said, we started out the year with the love altar there. But as I felt the energy shift and change, the 4-star is becoming negative. It's weakening itself. And in this placement, in the center of every home and office and business, that earth energy has weakened it even further. This is not a happy thing. And this month we have the 6-star, which is a metal wealth star, coming into the center. And the metal in the earth sector is nourished, right? So I say continue to not use fire and not use red in the center. I really feel like a lot of the things that we had in place for 2023 are fading away. I feel the energy of this year leaving early. And I feel as if it's allowing us more time to digest what has happened to all of us, individually, as a couple, as a family, and in your work family, in your community, in our world. Sit with it. Yeah? And don't rush into what's new, but allow a longer ending. Okay? So we've taken away the love altar, and what I do when I am getting ready to end the year is, and I'll let you guys know, but it's like there is a point in January where I go around with a basket. Actually, I have a whole bunch. So like multiple baskets or boxes to put all of your crystals and cures into as you're basically folding in the year. Kind of think of it like a picnic where you take the blanket and everything that's been set up and you just fold it all up. Yeah. So what I would say is we're going to continue with the color blue, which we brought in December, because blue is going to be that connector between the 6-star and the 4-star. And that blue is going to energize the 4-star and give us a little more love, a little bit more love. And the 6-star could bring in a nice surprise of wealth, some little money coming in, right? So then we're going to come around to the north, which I'm putting caution on this direction of the north because the 9-star of future wealth is becoming our wealth star. And as it's going through this shift and change, I've already taken down I've taken down my vision board, and that was the second big thing that I felt needed to come down last month. I felt like, again, like whatever is going to happen for 2023's happened. It's time to begin composting. So when we're looking at all of this, the 2-star is weakened in the watery north. And so there's that clash happening. The clash of the 9-star being fire with the watery north. There's a lot of conflict. And yet the 2-star is nourished by the 9-star. So there is that. And so where I'm kind of coming from is thinking that the best thing to continue to do is use colors of green and turquoise with purple, which is the 9-star's color. And using 9 silk purple flowers in a green vase for your cure. The caution really is to pay attention in the north if this is a bedroom to see if anybody gets sick. If this is your office and everybody in that room in the north is getting sick, then you want to really treat it by making the room dark and super quiet and bringing in cures for health. Wulu health gourd or a saltwater cure. Okay. Now, the Northeast has been problematic all year. This we want to depress. The 7-star, which is the broken soldier. And this is really surgery, injury with sharp knives, backstabbing, slander, bankruptcy, a lot of negative stuff. And the 9-star flying in here is bringing almost like corruption. This feels like success that meets with corruption. This is a deal that goes bad. And I would be very careful if you have an office that's in the Northeast. And so the colors we want to focus on are metal, white, gray, brown, because we want to bring in something to help facilitate the 9-star in this arrangement without overfeeding and overnourishing the 7-star. So a little pop of yellow, something yellow, might even be like one yellow candle, something like that. One yellow pillow, things like that. So then we're going to come around to the other thing I wanted to say about the 7 and the 9 coming together that you've got to be really cautious of is explosions, gunfire, violence. The 9 being fire, hitting the metal of the 7 that's really dangerous. And so really pay attention to what's going on in the northeast corner of your home. Make sure there isn't any kind of activity that could be explosive. For instance, a kitchen. And so remember, when you have these kinds of interactions, cover the burners on your stovetop with cookie sheets to kind of block the view of the fire from creating more agitation. So now we're going to come around to the east, which has been the reigning space of the rabbit, where the Grand Duke has sat this year. And now this month we have the 4-star coming in. And the 4-star being wood in a woody direction is wonderful. And the 4-star being emboldened here and strengthened here brings in love, beautiful, creative love energy. And so I would continue to nourish this direction with all colors of wood and a little bit of blue to nourish all of this energy. We still want to keep this room dark and quiet, but notice how the energy begins to shift for the positive in this direction this month. Also remember to not face east. That has been true all year. We're going to come around to the southeast, which has had the 3-star, really argumentative, disharmonious, nasty energy is met with the 5-star. The 5-star is the most negative and continues to be so in the in period 9. Now you'll notice that I did not apply period 9 to the flying stars for January because it feels like a transitional time when the stars are all in shift. Not only are they shifting into a new month, they're shifting into a new period. They're preparing to shift into a new year. It is a lot of destabilized energy, okay? So with the 3-star and the 5-star, this feels like arguments that turn violent. Disagreements where people become, lose face, lose their money, their reputation, bankruptcy. I mean, this does not feel good at all. I would put a round metal bowl to protect yourself from the 5-star and absorb any of that negative toxic energy. I would continue to use a red happy hoodie for the 3-star. And remember, when you place cures, say out loud what the intention of that cure is, even if it is a yellow pillow or a red happy hoodie. So we want to activate the South. That's one of our happier directions for January. The 8th star has been there all year, which has been our primary wealth star in period 8. But it is now transitioning, losing some of its power, but being in the South just a little bit longer really fuels it and gives us that wealth and benefit. The 1 star coming in creates a steamy situation, with the 1 star being a water star, and it is getting stronger in period 9. So this feels really interesting to me. I would add a single gold ingot to infuse some energy for the 1 star sitting in the South in this month, and continue to honor the 8th star, whether you've had 8 Chinese coins on the door all year, or maybe you have 8 silk red or yellow flowers here this year. Both can be energized. We're going to neutralize the Southwest with the 1 star sitting here and the visiting 3 star. The 3 star really is lost. This is a wood star in the Southwest, which is Earth. So it's very weak in this iteration. And then the 1 star is also, that's a water star. So the water star is actually nourishing the 3 star. So what we want to do is feed the water with metal. And we've been doing that all year. Okay. So again, if you go to the blog, you'll see all the cures and all the full description. The 6 star is in the West, bringing the potential for success and wealth. Visited by the 8 star is the best, again, the best direction for January to close out the West, which is where we have had the affliction between the rabbit and the rooster in 2023. So this is the Shui Po. And so we've wanted to keep this, and also the 3 killings. We want to keep this really quiet and protected, really, because it's a great sector. You just don't want to make a lot of noise in it. Be respectful. Then finally, we come to the Northwest, which has been the problematic area of our year. Another one. The Northwest has had the 5 star of, bankruptcy, loss, death, illness, everything that can go wrong. We've been keeping this area dark and quiet all year. It's visited this month with the 7 star, which feels so violent, and a real caution to not have any fire. No fire at all, no dark, bright red colors in the Northwest. Be really cautious about this corner of your home. Metal is what we want to be using, and a metal 6-rod metal wind chime. So to review for January, the center, south, west, and possibly the southwest are the best directions. We want to be cautious in the northwest, north, northeast, east, and southeast. On the world stage for January, look to Eastern Australia, the Philippines, Japan, the easternmost part of Russia, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, and Korea. These are areas in the world where we might see more events happening in the news. So that is it. Oh my gracious, great big video, I know, but I had so much to say. January is a really important month. If you have questions or comments, I welcome them. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, be well.